Thank you, and good evening. Want to call the meeting to order for City Council for August 26th, 2024. We will start the evening tonight with an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Miss Andrews. So if you'll all please stand for the invocation.
Thank you. If you will bow your head and pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon our city, Homewood. Thank you for the many people who serve and work for our city and our community at large, and for all of those that are gathered here tonight. We lift up our community into your loving hands, praying for its well-being and prosperity. Guide us tonight, Lord. Give us wisdom to listen with open ears and open hearts, and to speak with love and kindness. Help us to be agents of positive change, working together to continue building a community where all are valued, respected, and cared for. In your name we pray. Amen.
Face the flag. Attention. Salute. Pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. And Mayor, I did this a little bit different. It's the way I like to do it. I like to call the meeting to order. And so I did, and we have two proclamations, so I'll call on you to handle these proclamations, and I hope you can pronounce it so well. You always do so well.
Logical. So, yes. Cheryl, if y'all will come forward, and Meg, thank you so much. That's right. Done this a few times. So I will face outward like we always do. But this is a proclamation for Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, September 2024. Whereas gynecological, GYN, cancers are among the leading cancer killers of women in the United States, and more than 125,000 women will be diagnosed, and more than 33,000 women will die from these diseases each year, and the absence they leave in our hearts will be deeply felt forever. And whereas the Laura Crandall Brown Foundation and their A State of Teal initiative brings awareness of all GYN cancers to the people throughout the state of Alabama. And whereas the good health and well-being of women in our state and the city of Homewood, Alabama are enhanced by increasing awareness of GYN cancers and their symptoms and treatments. And whereas it is also crucial that all women in our state and the city of Homewood take an active role in learning the symptoms and risk factors associated with GYN cancers, developing healthy habits, undergoing regular medical examinations, so that any occurrence of these diseases may be detected in the early and treatable stages. And whereas we reflect upon the memory of those lost to these diseases, the bravery of those currently battling these diagnoses, and the need for increased awareness, screening, and research so that women of our state may be spared from them in the future, and encourage all citizens to work together to raise awareness of GYN cancers. Now, therefore, I, Patrick McCluskey, Mayor of the City of Homewood, Alabama, do hereby proclaim September 2024 as Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month throughout the city, and encourage all residents of Homewood to work together to raise awareness of GYN cancers, and do commend this observance to all citizens. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And as always,
they want to take a great
yes,
picture of it.
yeah. And as always, you have the floor if you want it.
Okay. It may look very different in here next year, huh? But anyway, I want to thank y'all for listening to us every year. And we forgot our symptom cards this year. We'll bring some by. And many of you, I may not remember, I'm a 19-year survivor of stage 3C ovarian cancer. And there are not many of us, because it's such a deadly disease. And there's still not a good early detection test. So you have to be aware of the symptoms. So make sure the women that you know the symptoms of these cancers, so they can go early, because it mimics other cancers. And so I appreciate this. Every year I appreciate the teal lighting on the City Hall, so that's what that will be for. And Meg, you want to speak for a second?
I'll just thank you. I'm a survivor, 4-year of uterine cancer, and it means a great deal for y'all to recognize this. It's hard to talk about, but we need to make a difference, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Taylor, if you want to come up.
Yes.
And this is a proclamation for Alternative Baseball Disability Empowerment and Integration Day
Awesome.
for September 14th, 2024. Whereas Taylor Clark Duncan, diagnosed with autism at a young age, has demonstrated exceptional leadership and dedication to creating inclusive opportunities for individuals with disabilities. And whereas Mr. Duncan founded the Alternative Baseball Organization, Incorporated, ABO, as a baseball league that provides a supportive and nurturing environment for teens and adults with autism and other special needs to develop leadership and life skills and break barriers. And whereas ABO has grown from its humble beginnings to becoming a nationwide organization, positively impacting communities across the United States. And whereas on September 14th, 2024, ABO will host ABO and Pros, playing for community integration at the historic Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. And whereas this event will bring together athletes with disabilities, former professional baseball players, community leaders, and local and regional celebrities to showcase the power of inclusive sports and community integration. And whereas the City of Homewood recognizes the importance of promoting inclusivity, understanding, and equal opportunities for all members of our community, regardless of disability. Now therefore I, Patrick McCluskey, Mayor of the City of Homewood, Alabama,
Awesome.
do hereby proclaim September 14th, 2024 as Alternative Baseball Disability Empowerment and Integration Day in the City of Homewood, Alabama, and commend Taylor Clark Duncan and Alternative Baseball Organization for their outstanding contributions to disability awareness and inclusion, and expresses its support for ABO and Pros playing for the community integration event.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I'm
Taylor,
ecstatic.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
And if you want to
Oh,
take this,
absolutely.
yeah.
Let's have fun with it.
Yeah. And I will give you the floor as well if you would
Thank
like
you
to
so
talk.
much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all so much for your continued support of not only the great heritage of baseball throughout Central Alabama, but also helping us promote the need for community integration, the need for continued opportunities for people with disabilities, not only to be aware of the positive capabilities of those with disabilities when they're given that one chance and one opportunity to go out there and make the most of their skills that God blessed them with, but being able to give them a better society for tomorrow through opening up these inclusive opportunities. This is what alternative baseball is about, and really promoting the message of inclusion, of acceptance, and awareness is really what society should be all about. It's about uniting the community together. We're doing a great thing in the great city of Homewood, Alabama tonight, and we will be doing that September 14th at historic Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. It was once Willie Mays' turn to break the barrier. Now we're going to be breaking the barrier in Birmingham, Alabama on September the 14th. We hope all of you can be there with us. Thank you all so much, and thank you all for your continued support.
Wow, I don't know about you, I'm ready to run through a wall right now, so that is exciting. So thank you for that inspiring message. All right, Mr. Seagrist, if you'll call roll, please.
Yes, sir. Councilor Gwaldney.
Here.
Gear.
Here.
Alawan. Wolverton.
Here.
Sims. Here. Jones.
Here?
Smith.
Here.
Nelms.
Here.
Andrus.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
President White is absent.
All right. And do we have a quorum tonight?
You have 9, sir. You
All
have
right.
4.
We have a quorum, so thank you for being here. Okay, if you'll bear with me as we kind of work through the agenda, there's going to be a few changes here and there, but let's just work through it. We have two, for the reading of the minutes, we have 2 approvals to consider and dispense with the reading and approve them as distributed. We have the first one, which is a special call meeting on August the 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion to dispense and approve those as distributed?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I move on Mrs. Counselor Smith and seconded by Counselor Wolverton. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0, that passes. And then we also have the council meeting of August 12th. Is there a motion to dispense with those and approve them as distributed?
So moved.
Okay, Counselor Nelms and Counselor Sims seconded that. Any other questions about that? Thank you, Mr. Seagrist, for getting those out quickly.
Yes, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 9-0. Okay, moving on to board vacancies. I believe we only have one opening for Environmental Commission, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
Ward 4.
okay. For Ward 4, do we have a motion for appointment?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to appoint Colleen Beddix to the Ward 4 spot on the HEC.
Okay, moved by Counselor Smith, second by Counselor Nelms. Colleen Beddix, any questions on that? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0, that passes. Okay, let's see, for the agenda tonight, are there any additions to the agenda? Okay, I want to make one change. This is just my prerogative here. I would like to move, let's see here. I would like to move 090824. I would like to move that to the first item on the agenda. It's my prerogative. If you will indulge me here on that one. So that's the only change I have. There's nothing else to add. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I believe that was Counselor Gwaltney down there, and Counselor Wolverton seconded that. To approve the agenda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it's 9-0. We don't have anything on the consent agenda, so we're going to take first item, 090824, and that is a request to appoint city clerk. And I'm going to have Mrs. Smith report out finance tonight, so if we could get a report from finance on that item.
Sure. The Finance Committee met last week and approved by a 5-0 vote, recommending Mr. Bo Seagrist be appointed as our city clerk. The motion was made by myself and seconded by Counselor Gwaltney. And again, that was a 5-0 recommendation.
Great, thank you, Mrs. Smith. Any questions on that? Any comments?
Well deserved.
Yay.
Absolutely.
That's my comment.
All right, well, you heard the report from finance, so it does not require a second. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous, 9-0. Congratulations, Mr. Seagrist. And really, I do just want to say quickly that how much I appreciate you continuing to work so hard, and especially with the items that have been thrown at you with the election. And you know, I really appreciate you keeping a positive mindset about all that. We're all going to work through this together. It's kind of new for all of us too to have a special election like this. So I appreciate your continued help and support, and let us know how we can support you as well.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll now go back to, and did you have any comments? Did you want to say anything? I don't want to.
Well, I'd like to, my mom and dad are here tonight, and I appreciate them being here. If I could, I'll keep it brief. I just want to tell each and every one of you, thank you so much. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. I want to thank all of my colleagues, everybody that I work with, the department heads, every single department. I can't name them all, but I really appreciate all of their help, their patience. This can't be done without you. I thank my parents again for being here tonight. I want to thank God for this opportunity. Without Him, none of this is possible for me. And so that means the world to me that He has trusted me with such a prestigious position, and it's an honor, and I'm humbled by it. I just want to do great things to serve this city and to serve the residents and to serve the employees. Last but not least, I have to thank my staff in the city clerk's office, who, yes, please. They do a tremendous job of you know, making me look good, shining me up. So, Julie, Ava, Amy, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I love you to death. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I really didn't want to. It was kind of hard to follow that gentleman that was ahead of me. I mean, I should have let him talk for me. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you all for being here, yeah. You have a fine son. You really do. So thank you for being here. You don't have to stay for the whole meeting, I promise, unless you want to see him in action. Okay, moving to the top of the agenda, 020824, request to set a bid date for September 9th for Kenilworth Drive stormwater improvements. A report from Finance, Mrs. Smith.
Yes, we heard from Mr. Smith last week, and we voted 5-0 to recommend recommend setting the bid date and the bid opening for September 9th, 2024 at 4:31 with submission deadline at 4:30. The motion was made by myself and seconded by Counselor Gwaltney.
Okay, great. Any questions on that? The bid opening date for September 9th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0. And I failed, I apologize. Going back to our wonderful 090824.
Oh, yeah.
That is resolution 2498. Okay.
So this was 20.
And Mr. Kendrick, keep me straight tonight if you can. The setting of the bid date, there's not a resolution on that, so that we're just voting on that. Okay. 030824, request to purchase a portion of 12 Pomona Avenue. Coming to us from Donna Dowling, and we have first a report from Finance.
Yes, the committee heard from, we had heard from Ms. Dowling previously and Mr. Smith, and the committee voted 5-0 to recommend approving, declaring the property on Pomona Avenue as surplus and to sell at the agreed-upon price, which I do not have in front of me, but they figured that price out, and that was agreeable. The motion was made by myself and seconded by Counselor Harden.
Okay, thank you for that report. Mr. Kendrick, if you could provide our first reading.
Yes, there's an ordinance to declare real property as surplus, be ordained by the city as follows. That the hereby established and declared that the following property owned by the city is described as being as a portion of lot 41 of Hollywood subdivision plat recorded in map book 1, page 87 and 88 in the probate court is no longer needed for public or municipal purposes, and therefore declared surplus property. Section 2, the mayor is authorized and directed to execute a quitclaim deed to convey the property of William Dowling and wife Donna Dowling for and in consideration of the payment of $3,575.49.
Thank you, Mr. Kendrick. Do we have a motion for unanimous consent?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Harden, second by Mrs. Smith for unanimous consent. If you'll call roll, Mr. Seagrist.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
Okay, that passes 9-0. I'm sorry?
I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. We got it from Finance, but we'll take that. Mrs. Smith made the motion. Ms. Andrus, I believe, seconded. Any questions, comments? Okay, if you'll call roll, please, for that one.
Counselor Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrus.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
9.
All right, 9-0, that passes. That's ordinance 2909. Okay, 040824, request for consideration of FY 23-24 budget amendments. We have 3 of them, so we have 3 different resolutions, but it's okay with me if you want to give a report for all 3, and we'll just take them one at a time then.
Okay, because the report from Finance does not list them out separately, so you
That
could.
is fine.
Yeah. We had budget amendment requests from Parks and Rec, Public Works, and the city clerk's office. And the committee met and voted 5-0 to recommend approving all of those transfers. The motion was made by myself and seconded by Mr. Gwaltney.
Okay, yeah, and being at the meeting, it was really for all three, but
Yeah.
we have, so we have each one. So if we can take the first one being Park and Rec, we have a 5-0 vote for that.
It also includes public works.
Okay, it also includes Public Works, okay. All right, and this was all distributed. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0 for Resolution 2499. And then the next one was for City Clerk, is that right? Or is there a separate one for,
Well, it's a separate one for, transfer $9,800 to vehicle surplus.
okay,
Mr. Squires requested that.
okay. So that's the second one for the vehicle surplus. All right, any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 9-0. That's Resolution 24-100. And then the last one was for City Clerk.
Correct.
Yes, sir. All right, and that's been distributed. Any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's 9-0. That passes, Resolution 24-101. So we have passed the 100 mark of resolutions we have passed this fiscal year. Some exciting stuff there. Okay, moving on, 05-08-24, request for consideration to surplus seized vehicles, coming to us from the chief. Report from finance, please.
Yes, the committee met last week, voted 5-0 to recommend approving surplusing those seized vehicles that we have a list of. And the motion was made by myself and seconded by Mr. Alamon.
Perfect, thank you for that report. Mr. Kendrick, if we can have the first reading.
Yes, an ordinance declares certain property as surplus. It's hereby established and declared that the following described personal property of the city is no longer needed for public or municipal purposes, is declared surplus property. As is described in Exhibit A. Exhibit A is a 1990 Honda Accord White, 1995 Nissan Maximum Gray, 2002 Mini Cooper Red and White, a 2007 Dodge Magnum Light Blue. That the mayor and the city clerk is authorized to dispose of the property by auction to the highest bidder.
Thank you for that reading. Do we have a motion for unanimous consent?
So moved.
Got Mr.
Second.
Gwaltney. And I believe that was Mrs. Andrus that seconded that. Okay, if you'll call roll, please. Mr. Seagrist?
Yes, sir. Councilman Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrus.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
All right, that passes 9-0 for unanimous consent. We have a motion from finance to approve this, so if we will now move to the roll call vote, Mr. Seagrist.
Yes, sir. Councilman Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrus.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
Okay, that passes 9-0. That is now ordinance 2910. So thank you for your help on that. All right, 08-08-24, request to set bid date for Fire Station number 3 addition. And before we get a report from finance, I have been requested from the chief to, we're gonna need more time on this, so we thought we could drop it, he could bring it back with some other dates.
Okay.
I don't know if you, any questions for the chief, you didn't have to.
Yeah, we had a little snafu with the drawings, and we are not ready to send it out. I feel like if we send it out at this point, we won't get the best product back. So my request is to drop it, and I'll bring it back to you guys when we are 100% ready.
Okay, I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, Mrs. Nelms made
was
the
right there
motion
with
to
you.
drop. Mrs. Smith seconded that. Any questions? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 9-0, that's dropped. All right, thank you, Chief. Okay, moving on, 10-08-24, request for consideration of speed bumps at library. Report from Public Safety, Mr. Gwaltney.
Yes, sir. Counselor Jones, the committee met last week and voted 4-0 to recommend approval of the transfer of $3,000. The motion was made by Counselor Harden and seconded by Counselor Wolverton.
Okay, thank you for that report, Mr. Gwaltney. Any questions for the committee? Any questions here? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 9-0, that passes. That's resolution 24-102. And keep me straight if I get off on my numbers. Okay, 11-08-24, request to sign the automatic aid agreement with Mountain Brook Fire Department. Chief also on that, so if we can have a report from Public Safety, please.
Yes, sir. Counselor Jones, the committee met last week and voted 4-0 to recommend approval of this item. The motion was made by Counselor Jones and seconded by Counselor Harden.
Okay, thank you for that report. Are there any questions or comments on this? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 9-0. Resolution 24-103. 12-08-24, request permission to make alley improvements at 205 East Linwood. Coming to us from David Siegel and Cale Smith. Report from Public Works, Mr. Wolverton.
Yes. Committee met and voted 4-0 to recommend approval pending the proper indemnification agreement and plan approval from the city. And the motion was made by Counselor Sims and seconded by Counselor Gear.
Thank you, Mr. Wolverton, for that report. Are there any questions or comments on this? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0. That passes. Resolution 24-104. 13-08-24, request for consideration of new facilities use agreement to host events on City Hall Plaza. And that, if we get a report from Special Issues, Mrs. Smith.
Sure. We heard from Mr. Pardo, who is the manager for Soho Social and Soho Taco. And we voted 5-0 to recommend approving the new agreement to be signed. We've had an agreement with them. It had just expired. And the motion was made by Ms. Anderson, seconded by Counselor Alamon.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for that report. Are there any questions on that? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes 9-0. Resolution 24-105. Okay, moving on, 14-08-24. Request for consideration to host a CrossFit competition on City Hall Plaza on September 14th. Well, I'm busy that day. I'm going to be going to the baseball thing.
Yeah, that's right. You got
on
something to do.
On September 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming to us from Bridget Allday. And if we get a report, again, from Special Issues, Mrs. Smith.
Yes, we actually heard from Mr. Pardo again on this item, as it is an event that he is kind of leading. The committee voted 5-0 to recommend approving the event to happen. The motion was made by Ms. Andrus and seconded by Ms. Gear.
Okay, great. Any questions on that? Mr. Kendrick, were you going to demonstrate before we vote on this?
CrossFit demonstration.
Okay. Okay, wonderful.
Mike, it's
Okay.
CrossFit. It's an exercise.
CrossFit.
It's
Okay. All right, all right. All right, hearing no more questions or comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's 9-0, that passes. It's resolution 24-106. Okay, 15-08-24. Request for consideration of sign variance at 815 Green Springs Highway, Suite 101. Special Issues report, Mrs. Smith.
Yes, we heard from Ms. Griffin, who works for the Cookie Plug, which is one of the new businesses at the Edge on Green Springs. And we voted 5-0 to recommend setting a public hearing for the sign variance on September 9th at 6 p.m. And we referred the item out to the full council without a recommendation pending the public hearing that night. The motion. Oh, that's right. Sorry, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The date is wrong on these, so it's going to be wrong on this one too. Yes, so September 16th, sorry, September 9th is going to be committee meetings. And we sent it out without recommendation pending that public hearing. The motion was made by Ms. Andrus and seconded by Ms. Gear.
All right, great. Okay. So that is, thank you for that report. And any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's 9-0 for the 16th at 6. 160824, request to use City Hall Plaza on March 1st, 2025 for the Wine 10K. A report from Special Issues, Mrs. Smith.
Yes, we heard from Mr. Longoria and voted 5-0 to recommend approving the event to happen on March 1st of next year. The motion was made by Ms. Anderson, seconded by Mr. Alamon.
Okay, thank you for that report, and I appreciate them coming early this time, so this is great. We're all
Yep, we got
prepared.
way ahead of it.
Okay, any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0, that passes. Resolution 24-107. 170824, request for consideration of potential condemnation of property located at 185 Oxmoor Road. If we can get a report from Special Issues.
Yes, we heard from Councilors Alamon and Wolverton and voted 5-0 to recommend approving to negotiate the purchase of that property. The motion was made by Councilor Alamon and seconded by Ms. Andrus.
Thank you for that report. Are there any questions on that? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's 9-0, that passes. That's resolution 24-108. Okay. And next, we have the committee referral agenda. If you can kind of go through and read those. And is there a motion to approve the committee referral agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Gwaltney. Any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Well, let's be more excited now, okay. Any opposed? Okay, 9-0, that passes. We'll approve the, all right, and we're down to other new business now, so we're making our way here. 300824, request for consideration of ABC 040 retail beer license for Classic Wine Company, doing business as Classic Wine, 1831 28th Avenue South, Suite N110. And I believe we have, do we have approvals from fire and police yet? We do. Okay.
We do not have approval from fire and police. We do have the ABC approval. So with that, I would make a recommendation for approval pending approval by fire and police.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion not having objection to the issuance contingent upon the police and fire approvals. Okay, so that's moved by Mr. Gwaltney, and I believe that was Mr. Wolverton that seconded that. Okay. All right, any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, 9-0, that passes. All right, 310824, request for consideration to move dates of September council meeting due to the Labor Day holiday. And so we are really in luck this year. It's crazy. It's a leap year, but we have, so we have 5 Mondays, and so the I believe the recommendation that we were looking at was to have council meetings on the 16th and 30th, which is the 3rd and 5th Mondays, and then we'll have committee meetings on all the other Mondays except for Labor Day. So it really works out well. I don't like having committee meetings where we go straight into council. It adds too much work to Mr. Seagrist, to kind of pull all that together. So it works out well. So does that work for everybody, or want to make sure that seems like a feasible plan here? Okay, so is there a motion to change the regular council meetings in September to the 16th and the 30th?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Gwaltney. So and this will actually be a resolution where we have to change this. So any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's 9-0, and that's resolution 24-109. Is that right, 109?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 320824, request for consideration of approval of vouchers for August 13th through the 26th. And I reviewed the vouchers, and there were just a couple of, there were several questions I had, and then a couple that are being held for further questioning, but I would request that we approve those. Everything else was in order.
Second.
Oh, well, as chair, I can't make a motion, so.
I'd make a
it has to
motion
be
for
somebody
approval.
else.
I'll second his, I'll
Oh,
second.
okay.
Everybody here
Mr.
is.
Gwaltney made the motion, and Mrs.
All three of
Nelms
us seconded.
seconded that. Okay, does that work for you? Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 9-0. Resolution 24-110. 330824, request to authorize the mayor to sign a contract with Class Tran and pay 2324 appropriation. And this is already budgeted. I recommended that we go ahead and put this under new business since we already have it budgeted, so it's just signing the contract. So looking for a motion and a second.
Motion to have the mayor sign the contract with BJCTA.
Okay,
Oh,
moved
Class
by
Tran,
Mrs.
sorry.
Smith, second by Mr. Harden. Any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 9-0. That's resolution 24-111. All right. 010824, request for consideration of September 24th special election resolutions and ordinances. Do we have a report on that, or do we need to handle this separately? You know?
Yeah, we're gonna carry this over. I need four people.
Is there anyone in the audience that might want to work the polls? Okay.
I need 4 people, so yeah.
There's 2.
Yeah,
Employee,
not
yeah, as an employee, you cannot.
anybody but you guys.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
I'm
you're not
shocked
being.
we don't see any hands.
You're not
going
being
up.
voluntold.
The white shirt.
Chief, okay.
The white shirt. going
Okay,
once.
so, we'll carry this out over without objection, and we'll get back to that. Okay. Let's see, I believe, are we at the end of our regular agenda? Did I miss anything? Okay.
Vouchers?
I appreciate that, and,
He held 2 out.
I will turn it over for, comments by the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. First of all, again, congratulations to Mr. Seagrist. We're so proud of you, man. You've done such a great job. Well, I know you're going to continue to do great things for the City of Homewood, so just keep rocking and rolling like you always do. We'll get your music eventually. It'll take a little while, but we should have had the walk-in music ready to go today.
Thank you, brother.
I'll get with Brian, make sure that happens, so.
Yes, sir.
I do want to thank our wonderful finance department, all of my department heads, and J.J. Bischoff, and of course Jason Harp for working on the budget. I know we'll talk about that in the coming days, but they've worked extremely hard to get everything ready for you guys, and I'll be presenting that soon. I know Walter will send something out to you guys here shortly. And then if you guys wouldn't mind, please keep Lee McLaughlin's family in your prayers. Lee's a longtime employee with the Homewood Streets Department who was killed in a car accident. And it's just, it's been a really tough time, so if you would, please make sure you're keeping them in your prayers at this time. So this may be one of the most difficult final comments I've ever had to make. After long discussions and some even lengthier soul searching, I have decided to retire from public office effective November 1st, 2024. This decision was not made lightly, since this was the original term length that we all campaigned for 4 years ago. And sure, and now I find I only have so much time with my family, having one who I drove down to college a couple weeks ago, and 2 girls still in the house, as well as new opportunities on the horizon. I feel like it's the right time for me to move on. When I chose to interview for the Ward 3 position over 16 years ago. I have to be honest, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, much like most of you. I knew that I wanted to be involved in my hometown government and give back to the community that had given me so much already. The path over the next several years has taken me to places both physically and mentally that I never thought I would go. Like most of you, I have experienced every emotion a person can while serving this capacity. Homewood is an incredibly special place, full of wonderful people, businesses that are second to none, and an unmatched community feel. I have met so many incredible people over the years, and I can't thank each and every one of them enough for their support during my tenure here. Being an elected official is not an easy job. It requires patience, a willingness to continue to do good in the face of failure, and a resilience to negativity. We do this because we care about our community, because we care about our schools and our children, because we care about the future of this city, which will be here long after we are gone. In 2 short years, this incredible place will turn 100 years old. And while there are a lot of changes that have happened, I can tell you, in some ways, it's still the small town that I remember from the 1980s. The greatest pleasure I will take with me is that of the people that I have worked with. I have really enjoyed getting to know all of our city employees, and if you don't already know, this staff is one of the greatest group of people that I have ever had the pleasure of working with. They truly care about this city and its citizens. They go to work each and every day to ensure that our residents and our businesses receive the best possible public service, and their commitment to excellence is something that I greatly appreciate. The residents, business owners, and leaders of Homewood will always hold a special place in my heart, and none more than the outstanding men and women that I have had the absolute fortune of working with over the last 16 years here in these chambers. Yes, the council looks a little different than it did when I first started in 2008, but each and every person I have served with during that time has put the community first, yourselves included. I have learned so much from each of you, and this knowledge is something that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Dr. Jones, my original ward mate, finally got me to stop slightly pausing in between nation and under God during the Pledge of Allegiance. It took a while, but standing next to you after all those years, I finally caught on, and I know some people are still pausing, so I want you guys to learn from this. But Walter, you and I have been here together all these years, and your leadership and guidance have helped me in a way that cannot be expressed. President Wyatt, who is unfortunately out tonight, his kindness and expertise have led him to be one of the best council presidents this city has ever known. Our friendship is something I will cherish, and I know the city of Homewood is a better place because of him. I also want to thank Mike Kendrick for his many years of service and his unwavering commitment to the city. We would not be the city that we are without his knowledge and guidance. And to my friend and chief of staff, J.J. Bischoff, hey, man, you are the definition of a public servant. Your calm demeanor, caring spirit, and incredible work ethic are something that I envy and I will continue to strive for. Not to mention the fact that he's got a sock and tie collection to rival anybody out there. I have individual stories for most everybody here, but you can rest assured that I will look back on those memories with fondness. I'm truly going to miss this place, but I'm looking forward to spending much more time with my family and working with an outstanding organization, the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama, and for future opportunities. I set a goal for myself back in 2008 that when I first came to council, and again when I ran for mayor in 2020, and that goal was to leave this place better than when I found it. I think Homewood has continued on that path to greatness, and it is my sincere hope that some of the things that have been implemented here during my tenure will have made a positive difference as I look back on my time here in Homewood. I will cherish all the relationships that I have cultivated over these 16 years, and I want to express my profound gratitude for the opportunity to serve my fellow neighbors in this capacity and for their support and trust during my tenure. I look forward to staying in touch with each of you and see where this wonderful city goes for years to come. And Monday nights will never be the same. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Very heartfelt. We know we're all trying to absorb it now to digest it and think about it. But thank you for your service. We'll go through. I will make one quick announcement. It looks like we're going to have a meeting Thursday night at 6, I believe is when we're going to call it, for the presentation of the budget. So, yeah, this Thursday. Okay, so if we'll send out an official announcement from the city clerk's office. But goodness, okay. I guess we will have, do we have any liaison reports or anything? Let's just go ahead and go down the line. Mr. Gwaltney.
Thank you, Councilor Jones. I will set public safety immediately following finance. And it has been a pleasure to serve with you. And I'm looking forward to hearing the stories of great things that you're going to get to do with your family in the time coming. And you're smart, because it is waning for sure. I see it with those kids leaving real soon. Mr. Seagrist, congratulations. Nothing more need to be said there, but the changes that have been witnessed in your office are phenomenal.
Thank you, sir.
So, looking forward to more.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Gwaltney. Councilor Gear.
I don't have any Arts Council comments, but I would like to congratulate Bo and just to say to Patrick that I hate to hear that, and we'll miss you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Gear. Councilor Wolverton.
We will set Public Works to follow public safety. I want to congratulate Colleen for joining the HEC tonight. I know that her resume got circulated amongst the HEC, and I got a lot of positive feedback, people that were eager and excited if she ended up being the person appointed. So, yeah. So I want to thank Patrick for his leadership and service, and obviously there are a lot of things that I know we shared during the last campaign, and helping us get some sidewalks up in Forest Brook and things that have been talked about for decades, and I really appreciate your helping prioritize those and getting those done. I've heard nothing but good things from constituents up there, and so obviously I think all of us up here understand and recognize the sacrifice of being here, and to your point, receiving criticism and not a whole lot of positive reinforcement of what we're doing, but there is some, and so obviously I want to thank you for those things and give you a little bit of that positive reinforcement, because you're definitely you've been a part of that, and just coming new on the council in 2016. There were several new faces, but there were others like you and Walter that were there and had been there to kind of look up to and learn from. So I appreciate your time and willingness to serve. So other than that, tonight I missed my daughter's volleyball game, which is why I was dressed like this. I wasn't sure how long we were going to run, but I will happily report that the 7th grade beat Pizitz tonight. So, so at least they won, and even if I wasn't there for it. So I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Yeah, set committee. Yeah. Thank you. Never hurts to double check. Yeah, there were 2 or 3 I think that I saw for sure. So back to school bash was this weekend. That's been a great partnership between the band and Parks and Rec and the neighborhood, and so fortunately the weather held out, and it wasn't. I think last year it got called off because it was too hot, and then the event in the spring, which is similar, got rained out. So it's been over a year since we've been able to come together as a neighborhood like that, And I know a lot of neighbors that enjoyed it thoroughly. We unfortunately were at a volleyball tournament all weekend, so we missed it. But I know others that were there, and Councilor Alamon was there and had a great time. So I think that's it, honestly. I think I've taken enough time tonight.
Okay.
But thank you guys.
Thank you, Counselor Wolverton. Mr. Sims?
Thank you. I just wanted to show my appreciation to the mayor for both proclamations this evening. I thought they were both really great. I love when we can honor the great people and efforts going on in our community, and also want to thank you for your 16 years of service and leadership to our community. I appreciate you.
Can you make a proclamation for yourself?
And
How does that work?
The council president can.
It was a joke.
We'll
I
have
figured
it
there
right.
was a way.
We'll get it right.
And then I just wanted to also extend my congratulations to you, Bo. Really appreciate the professionalism, the organization, you've brought to this role. Thank you so much. And I look forward to continuing to work together. I expect great things because you're really stepping up and the notch, raising the bar with promptness and your attention to detail, and really appreciate you for everything you've done so far for the city in various capacities, and look forward to the great work ahead. Thank you.
Sir.
And then finally, just beautification board meets next Monday at noon here at City Hall. Thank you all.
Labor Day?
The Monday after that.
Monday
My
after that.
apologies.
Okay.
Monday, September 9th at noon. Thank you.
Okay, got
Thank
it.
you, Councilor Jones.
Okay, good. I didn't think they were gonna meet on Labor Day. Okay, wonderful. Mrs. Smith?
Yes, I'll set special issues. I have one item to follow Public Works. And yes, just same comments. First of all, so excited to have Bo official as our city clerk, because he has already just done so much and his staff too, and all of you guys back there. I know y'all aren't in the city clerk's office, but y'all are amazing too.
are.
So
They are.
yes, y'all are. So very excited to have you officially named as city clerk, and we're so excited to be able to continue to work with you and your staff because you're all amazing. And Patrick, I've enjoyed serving with you as a counselor and with you serving as mayor. I'm so proud of all the things that you have done, and I'm so excited that you're going to have time to spend with your family now, and we'll all be jealous of you on
Yes.
Monday night when you're not here.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll FaceTime you from the chambers. Exactly. And
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Smith. Counselor Nelms?
FaceTime. That's a great idea. We have this technology, so I certainly think we might need to invoke that on occasion. I think you know how I feel. I've expressed it a lot and been very verbal about my appreciation for you as just a neighbor. And since you are leaving us at your promised time for your office, I'm going to be a little bit harder on you, and there are a couple of things I need before you leave. So be ready. You'll get a visit. It will be some in-person visits. So make sure we have some time on the books, and I will be working with Bo to make sure that those are in place. Thank you, Bo, for everything you've done, and stuck in there with us until you got to this point. We really appreciate it. I know everybody does, so congratulations.
Thank you, Counselor Nelms. Counselor Andrus?
I do need to set P&D to follow, so that will be after special issues. Bo, congratulations. We're so happy for you. We're so glad. I've enjoyed working with you the last couple months. We've spent a lot of time together. And I appreciate your time and your professionalism. And Patrick, I'm still going to send you, I'm still going to send you memes and jokes, and I'm still going to send you whiny texts and please and ask for your advice. And I'm still gonna but what I do want to say to you, Patrick, is that I always enjoyed working with you because you're like the total opposite of me, and so you're so you're so judicious and thoughtful, and you know, I'm usually like, okay, that sounds great, let's go, and you're like, okay, hang on, let's think this through, and let's, you know. And I think that we complement each other well, and I look forward to crossing paths. I feel like, you know, I'm going in the nonprofit world, you're in the nonprofit world, and so I look forward to seeing where our paths cross in the future. It will be, I was about to say, it will be crossing paths every weekend at our tailgate. But other than that, I look forward, I know we'll work together again in the future, and I look forward to it because I've learned a lot from you. And like I said, my approach to you know, you know, you really balance me, and I appreciate that. And I've learned a lot from you for that, and wish you the best. And Leah and the kids, so, of course. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Harden?
And being last is tough. What else can be said? I do know that Bo has been through it's been an unusual year, and we're very grateful for you and the way you approach things, and it's just been really good to have you in that spot, even as a temporary, now permanent. And Mayor, we know how much we all make per hour, and you're down to about 50 cents for the work you do and what you get paid. So I guess you'll get to watch Monday Night Football from now on. But we're very grateful for the work you've done for 16 years.
Wonderful. Thank you for all those comments, and I'll just say, Mr. Seagrist, I'm so glad you invited your parents, because I know you were thinking about not doing that, and you know, I fussed at you today, saying they are proud of you. Don't ever deny your parents the ability to be there for their children. I mean, it's so important. So, and she was not able to be here right before when you were interim, you know, so glad that they were able to be here to see that, and hopefully they saw the appreciation we all have for you, and I know great work is going to continue, and it makes me feel good about the future when some of us might not be in our seats, and you know, for the next term. So, and then Mayor, thank you again for your service. I'm the one that dragged you into this initially, appointed you, and I'm very, very proud of all the work you've done, and you've been honest with us, and that's really one of the most important things, that is to have a good working relationship with the council. We have never been, you know, against each other. We've worked together, you know, whether it be the budget or whatever it is. So I appreciate all of your hard work, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. I can't get emotional, so. I know it's tough. It's tough. So, and again, we're gonna, and if Thursday at 6 doesn't work, please immediately let us know if we're gonna have a quorum. But we need to receive the budget, and then I have really exciting news. I'm gonna be posting my budget hearing schedule later this week, and Mr. Gwaltney like called me out like I haven't done that yet. But we're going to get that published, and one thing that I am going to try to maybe do is have some of our meetings on Monday. I know you love being here on Tuesday and Thursday throughout budget hearings time, but we're going to try to do some of those on Monday. So I hope look at the dates when I provide those, and let me know what your thoughts are. You know, I get excited this time of year. You know. No, we're not starting on Labor Day. No, we will not. We will not. But anyway, any other comments? Hearing none, we are adjourned. We'll see you Thursday.